Good afternoon, and welcome to the 5th instalment of a dramatic reading of My Immortal, the now infamous Harry Potter fan fiction. My name is James Locke, and if you're joining us for the first time, or the second time, or the third time, or even the fourth time, or perhaps, for some reason, you're joining us for the 5th time, I must reiterate, this is your trigger warning. There will be triggers. Viewer discretion is advised, and this content is not suitable for children. We left off approximately halfway through the 44 chapters in My Immortal. It appears as though our author, who is, I believe, someone of the name Tara Gillespie, and her friend Raven, who is acting as the editor, did have a fallout, but I think, according to the author's notes, they may be friends again. So, fingers crossed. And away we go. This is My Immortal. Thank you. Chapter 23. Author's note. Da hut da fuck up, because 1. You're just jealous cause I got 10,000 reviews. 1. Thanks to Raven for da help and telling me about the books. Girloo rock. Let's go shopping together. XXXXXXXXXX 666 XXXXXXXXXXXX. The door opened and Professor Rumbridge and Cornelia Fudge stomped out angrily. Then Dumbledum and Rumbridge sawed us. Mr. Way, what the beep are you doing? Rumbridge shouted angrily. Dumbledore blared at her. Oops, she made a mistake, he corrupted her. She means, hi everyone, come in. Well, we all came in angrily. So did all the other students. I sat between Darkness and Draco opposite Beeludi Mary. Crabbe and Goyle started to make some morbid jokes. They both looked exactly like Villa Volo. I ate some Count Chocula and drank some blood from a cup. Then I heard someone shooting angrily. I looked behind me. It was Vampire. He and Draco were shooting at each other. Vampire, Draco, WTF? I asked. You fucking bastard, yelled Draco at Vampire. I want to shit next to her. 1. No, I do, shouted. No, she doesn't fucking like you, you son of a bitch, yelled Draco. No, fuck you, motherfucker. She laves me, not you, shouted Vampire. And then he jumped on Draco. Author's note. No, not in Datware, you perv. They started to fight and beat up each other. Dumbledore yelled at them, but they didn't stop. All of a sudden, a terrible man with red eyes and no nose flew in on his broomstick. He had no nose and was wearing a grey robe. All the glass in the window he flew through fell apart. Brittany, that fucking prep, started to cry. Vampire and Draco stopped fighting. I stopped eating. Everyone gasped. The room fell silent. Voldemort! Ebobby Ebony, Darth Vader said evilly in his raspy voice. Thou have failed your mission. Now I shall kill thou, and I shall kill Vampire as well. If thou does not kill him before, then I shall kill Draco too. Pulls don't make me kill him, pulls, I begged. No, He laughed crudely. Kill him, or I shall kill him anyway. Then he flew away, cackling. I burst into tears. Draco and Vampire came to contort me. Suddenly, my eyes rolled up so they looked all cool and gothic. I had a vision where I saw some lighting flash, and then Voldemort come to kill Draco while Draco slit his wrists in a depressed way. No! I screamed sexily. Suddenly, I locked up and stopped having the vision. Ebony, ow, you're all right? Asked Draco in a worried voice. Yeah, I said sadly as I got up. Everything's all right, Enobi, said Vampire, all sensitive. No, it's not, I shouted angrily. Tears of blood went down my face. OMFG, what if I'm getting possessed like in The Ring 2? It's okay, girl, said B. Ludi Mary. Maybe you should ask Professor Sinister about what the visions mean, though. Okay, Bick, I said sadly, and then we went. Chapter 24. Author's note. Preps, stop flamming the story. You're just jealous, so fuck you, okay? Go to hell! Exclamation mark 11. Raven fags 4D help. XXXXXXX 666 XXXXXXXX. Well, we had deviation next, so I got to ask Professor Trevorley about the visions. Konnichiwa, everyone. Come in, said Professor Sinister in Japanese. She smelled at me with her gothic black lipstick. She's the coolest fucking teacher ever. She had long, dead black hair with blood-red tips and red eyes. Author's note. Her mum was a vampire. She also half Japanese, so she speaks it in everything. She and Biludi Murray get along great. She's really young for a teacher. Today, she was wearing a black leather top with red lace and a long, gothic black-red ripped dress. We went inside the black classroom with pastors of Emily the Strong. I raced my hand. I was wearing some black naive Polish with red pentagrams on it. What is it, Ebony? She asked. Hey, I love your nail polish. Where do you get it? Hot Topic? Yeah, I answered. All the preps who didn't know HT was gave me weird looks. I gave them the middle finger. Well, I have to talk to you about some things. When do you want to do it? How about now? She asked. Okay, I said. Okay, class fucking dismissed, everyone. Professor Trevorley said, and she let everyone go. Except for you, Brittany. She pointed at Brittany and some other preps. Please do exorcise, get it, 1 on page 3. Okay, I'm having lots of visions, I said in a worried voice. I'm so worried Draco gong to die. Well, she gave me a black crystal ball to lock in. I looked at it. What do you see? She asked. I said I see a black gothic skull and a pentagram. Suddenly, there was a knock at the door. I looked at it. It was Draco. He was looking really sexy, wearing a black leather facet, a black gothic Linkin Park t-shirt, and black Congress shoes. Okay, you can go now. See you, cunt, said Professor Sinister. Bye, bitch, I said, waving. I went to Draco and Vampire was sitting next to him. We both followed Draco together, and I was so exhibited. Chapter 25. Author's note. Stop flaming, okay? If you do not, then I'll tell Justin to bet you up! Exclamation mark 111111. And I'll tell Alden Reds to put Rutas in your computer! 1111111111. Fuck you! 1. Raven fangs for the help. 1. XXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXX followed Draco, wondering if we were going to do it again. We went outside, and then we went into Draco's black car. "Ebony, what the fuck did Professor Trevorley say?" whispered Draco, potting his gothic wit hand with black nail polish on mine. She said she would tell me what happened. She said she would tell me what the visions meant tomorrow, I grumbled in a sexy voice. He took out a heroin cabaret and spiked it and gave it to me to spork. He started to fly the car into a tree. We went to the top of it. Draco put on some MCR. "And all the things that you never ever told me, and all the smiles that are ever going to haunt me," sang Gerard's sexy voice. We started tiling of each other's clothes fervently. He took of my black thong and my black leather bar. I took of his black boxers. Then he put his trobbing you-know-what in my tool sexily. "OMFG, Draco, Draco!" I screamed, having an orgasm. We started Frenching passively. Suddenly, I fell asleep. I started having a dream. In it, a black guy was shooting two gothic men with long black hair. "No, please don't fucking kill us," they pleaded, but he just kept shooting them. He ran away in a red car. "No! Oh my fucking God!" I shouted in a scared voice. "Ebony, what's wrong?" Draco asked me as I woke up, opening my icy blue eyes. I started to cry and tears of blood went down my face. I told Draco to call Vampire. He did it with his black Lickin Park mobile. But the worst thing was who the people were shot in the dream. Where? Lucian and Sirius! 111. Chapter 26. Author's note. Preps, stop flaming stree, okay? If you do not lick the story, then go fuck yourself, you fucking prep. You suck! 111. Oh, why? And I wasn't being racist, okay? 11. XXXXXXXXXXX 666 XXXXXXXXXXXXXXX. A few mutates later, Vampire came to that tree. He was wearing a black leather Jackson, black leather pants, and a good Shrallot t-shirt. "Hi, Vampire," I said flirtily as I started to sob. Draco hugged me sexily, trying to comfort me. I started to cry tears of blood and then told him what happened. "Oh, fuck it!" Vampire shouted angrily. He four started to cry sadly. "What fucking dick did that?" "I don't know," I said. "Now, come on, we have to tell Dumbledore." We ran out of the tree and into the castle. Dumbledore was sitting in his office. "Sire, our dads have been shot," Draco said while we whipped some tears from his white face. "Enderby had a vision in a dream." Dumbledore started to cockle. "And how do you aspect me to know Ebony's not divisional?" I glared at Dumbledore. "Look, motherfucker," he said angrily as Dumbledore gasped. Author's note. See? Is the toot of character? "You know very well that I'm not decisional. Now get some fucking people out there to look for Ceres and Lucian. Pornto!" "Okay," he said in an intimated voice. "Where are they?" I thought about it. Then all of a sudden, Longdon, I said. I told him which street. He went and called some people and did some stuff. After a few mistunes, he came back and said people were going out looking for them. After a while, someone called him again. He said that they had been found. Draco, Vampire, and I all left to our rooms together. I went with Draco to wait in the nurse's office, while Vampire went to slit his wrists in his room. We looked at each other's gothic, depressed eyes. Then we kissed. Suddenly, Sirius and Lucian came in on stretchers. And Professor Sinister was behind them. 1. Chapter 27. Vampires will never hurt you. Author's note. You know what, 111? I'd not give a fuck what you preps think about me, 1111. So stop flaming the fucking story, because says 1111. Thanks to Raven for your love and sport and help. I love you, girl. Sorry I couldn't update. Lol. I was really depressed and I silt my wrists. I had to go to the hospital. Raven, you rock, girl. 111111111111. XXXXXXXXXX666 XXXXXXXXXXXX. Everyone in the room stated to cry happily. I had saved them. Draco, Lucian, Sirius, Bond, Vampire all came to hug me. The nurse started to give them medicine. Come on, Ebony, said Professor Sinatra. She was wearing a gothic black leader dress with a corset top and real vampire blood on it and fucking black platinum boots. I have to tell you the fucking perdition. I looked at Lucian, Seraphs, Drake, and Vampire. They nodded. I smelled happily and went into a dark room. I had changed Professor Sinister's, took out some black cards. She started to look into a black crucible ball. She said, Tara, I see Drac times are near, she said badly. She peered into the balls. You see, you must go back in time. She took out a time toner like Bloody Mary had. When Voldemort was in Hogwarts before he became powerful and got his hearth broken, now do you think he would still become Voldemort if he was in love? I shook my head. You must go back in time and seduce him. It is the only way. If he is still evil, then you must kill him. You can come to my room tomorrow and you can do it. Okay, I said sadly. We did death's touch sin. I went outside again sadly. What fucking happened? Asked Draco and Vampire. Yeah, what happened? Asked Darkness, Willow, and Boldy Mary. I was about to tell them, but everyone was there. They were celebrating Lucian and Sirius being fond. Everyone was proud of me, but I just wanted to talk to Draco. They were cheesing my name, and some reporters were there trying to interview Dumbledore. A banner was put up. Lots of fucking preps were there, obviously trying to be gothic, wearing all the hymn sign on their hands, despite them not actually have heard of him. Even Mr. Norris looked happy. A black and red cake had been brought out. Crab and Goik set up some fireworks in the shape of skulls from Wesley's Wizard Wisers. I put on my invisibility cloak with Vampire and Draco, and we sneaked outside together. Chapter 28. Author's note. I said, stop glamying the story. It was a miscat when Professor Relori said that. Okay, 111111. Go to fucking hell, 111. You suck. Thanks to Philly for the help, one. Raven, have fun with Kiwi, 11111. XXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXX walls were black with portraits of Gothic bands like MCR, GC, and Marlin Mason all over them. A big black coffin was in the middle. Red velvet lined the black box. There were 3 chairs made of bones with real skulls in them. I was wearing a black corset, bar with purple stuff on it, fishnet suckings, and a black leather thong underneath. I sat down on one of the chairs, dispersedly. So did Draco and Vampire. "Are you okay?" Vampire asked, potting his alabastered hand on mine. He was wearing black nail polish. I was wearing black nail polish with red crosses on it. "Yeah, I guess," I said sadly. Draco also put his hand on mine, sexily. I smiled sadly with my black lipstick. "The problem is, I have to seduce Volksamort. I'll have to go back in time." Draco started to cry sadly. Vampire hugged him. "It's okay, E-Bobby," he said finally. "But what about me? You're not going to break up or anything, are you?" "Of course not," I gasped. "Really?" he asked. "Sure," I said. We Frenched sexily. Vampire looked at us longingly. Then I took off Draco's MCR shrift and seductively took off his pants. He was hung like a Stallone. He had replaced the vampire tattoo that said Enaby on it. Black roses were around it. I gasped. He looked exactly like Gerard Way. Vampire took a video camera. I had said it was okay before. I took of my clothes. Then we were in for the rid of our life. We started Frenching as we climbed into the coffin. He put his Spock in my you-know-what, and passively we did it. "I love you, E-Bobby. Oh, let me feel you. I need to feel you," he screamed as we got an orgasm. We watched Vampire, filmed everything perfectly. Suddenly, "What the fuck are you doing?" It was Snope and Professor McGoggle. 111. Chapter 29. Author's note. "Sot das fuck up." 1-1. "You're just jealous cause you preps, so fuck you." 1-1-1. "Raven, you rock girl, thanks for the help. MCR rocks. 666 11111111111 XXXXXX XXXXX 666 XXXXX XXXXXX." "Oh my Satan, one!" we screamed as we jumped out of the coffin. Snap and Professor McGonagall started to shout at us angrily. "Come now, one!" Preacher McGonagall yielded. We did, guiltily. We left the room, putting on our clothes. Snoop garbed the caramel and put it in his pocket. "Hey, what the fuck?" 111. Vampire shooted angrily. "Yeah, Buster. What the fuck are you going to do with a fucking camera?" Draco demanded, all protective, looking at me longly with his gothic red eyes. "Look, Dumbledore knows your little secret, and if you do this again, then you will go to St. Mango's. So give back da camera." 11111. The mystery of Mogic thinks he is crazy. There is no way they will believe him. Snoop laughed meanly. "Yes, so shut your mouth, you insolent fools," yelled Professor McGoggle. She made us come into a weird room with white stones all around it. There were all these weird tools in it. Draco started to cry, all sexy and sexitive. Get it? Because he's a sex bomb? Lol. Tom Felnott rules for life, but not as much as Gerard, your sex on legs. I love you, you fucking rock. Marry me, 111. I started to cry tears of blood. It happens in Vampire Chronicles, Raven said. Okay, so fuck you, one. Vampire took out a black handkerchief and started to wipe my red eyes. And then he and Snoop both took out guns using magic. They started to shoot each other angrily. None of the ballots gut on each other yet. I took out my wand. Crozio! I shouted. Snap started to scram. He dropped da gun. But it was too late. Both of them had ran out of ballets. I stopped the curse. Professor McGoggle did a spell so that we were all chained up. She took out a box of tools. Den, she said. Okay, Cerberus, I'm going to go now. She left. Snap started to laugh evilly. Vampire started to cry. It's okay, Enderby, said Draco. Evergreen will be all right. Remember the Sidio you took of Snake? Snape laughed again. And then he took out some whips. 1111111. That brings us to the end of chapter 29. I think that's probably an appropriate place to leave it. I'm sure you will be back tomorrow for further readings of this Harry Potter fan fiction, My Immortal. Once again, thank you for stopping by. Stay safe, and we will see you tomorrow. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.